first done in 1897 by Sneuberger, and then it was done by Sandy Trimble, that's right, in 1927. And in 1927, Sneuberger gave Trimble a medal for doing it. And in fact, the first time it was done, Sneuberger had a rest between peaks and things. Trimble did it in one go. And then in 1977, Jeff Pitter did it. And then I did it in 1997, 100 years later. I saw it in the Mountain Club Journal. I am a member of the Mountain Club and all that. And I don't know, it was somehow I thought that's an interesting thing to do, because I was into mountain walking. And actually, I started rock climbing in about 1965 as a teenager. But I did mountain walking. I think I did my first trail runs in about 1963, when I went from Fishhook to the top of Table Mountain, over the mountains, and then caught the train back as a good schoolboy, you know. And so that got me going on the three peaks. I invited people, and people that I knew from. This was 1997, from just general hikers and things. And there were a couple of guys who would start like 5 o'clock in the morning, and these chaps were very fit. But they used to go to gym and work out and all that. This is in the 60s. And I used to see these chaps, how fit they were, and they were doing like running in the mountains then. Little did I know that I would actually even do better than them, in a way. Because I also became a bit fanatical about it. And through the years, I've always done Platteklip Gorge, for instance. And but in any case, that was 97, we had the first one. And there were 13 people. And we just started in Long Street. We just put a table up and said, this is what we're doing. We had no permission, nothing, we just did it. And 11 finished. And that's how it kind of started. I think we were second to the Puffer. There was the Puffer, and then us, and then there was the Rhodes. I think it was a Rhodes race. And that was it. A little different these days. There were challenges to it, I suppose, but we didn't need permission like you need now. There was no red tape. You just told the council, listen, we're doing it. And they said, that's fine. And for instance, we had the first aid was myself speaking to one of the local guys here, and he came with his bakkie and a first aid kit in the back, and I gave him a couple of bob, unlike what we got to do with helicopters and all this stuff now. So it was quite casual in a way, but the people were keen, and initially it started to build up. We probably had about 30 people in the second one and 50, and so it built. When I was a runner, this is me running up there. That's the two oceans, which I won in the olden days. When I ran, I was a runner. I was not an organizer. And when I was a climber, I was a climber, not an organizer. So it's been thrust upon me, and it's been like 28 years now. You know, and I'm not a person who goes to meetings and things and talks. I'm more a doer, I suppose. I kind of know what's right and wrong, so I can, you know, talk. But if you said to me that you've got to organize the Cape Town Marathon, I have no interest in doing that. You know, I don't want to sit in a boardroom talking to business people. I know we need them, we need the money, but it's not me. Well, the Three Peaks is iconic in that you've got the three mountains. So you can't really do better than that, I don't think. I mean, there are other events, but you're getting to the top of Table Mountain. And Lion's Head. Lion's Head, of course, is the toughest one, because if you fall off Lion's Head, you can fall a long way. You can't fall that far on Plutterclip Gorge. And Devil's Peak, you can fall there, but it's a path. And we've had good guys on it. We've had most of the top guys have taken part. We haven't had Ryan has never done it, and I'm due to phone him at some stage because I've got a picture of his dad, and I'm going to say to him, I made a painting for his dad of Ryan doing various events. I combined them, and I'm going to say to Ryan, well, why don't you do it? What, are you scared? You know, I can talk to him like that. I kind of know him. I know him from Hart Bay. And I will say, you must do it, you know. You're getting on now, Ryan. Do it before you're too old. And you won't win it, Ryan, but come and do it. Most of the people who take part, because I actually have seen other events. For instance, there's the Table Mountain thing where you do as many as you can up Plutterclip. I went and looked at it a few years ago, and the average age must have been 23. The average age of the Three Peaks is probably 43. So there's a big difference. And as I said to someone recently, I said, we need to get the young guys in. And how do we get them in, you know? But it's as though, to be frank, I think young people want the fanfare and the sort of glitter. I don't come from that kind of thing. I was a very hard runner and I was a very hard climber, and that was me. I was used to, like in the Comrades, you know, we ran hard. We were all like silver medal, and I've had a gold medal there. And we were the hardcore, I suppose. Three Peaks has got 14 hours. Some people, the winner is just under 5. And these other guys, they walk just as hard. They're just as happy. Town is not what it was when it was 1897. There was probably 3 motor cars, not even 1 motor car. There were probably no cars, and horses and carts. So in those days, you could easily run in and out, and it's quite different now. Don't tell the council this, because then they want you to have a toilet for each runner. He must run with the toilet on his back, and he must, you know. The red tape is unbelievable now. Thank goodness I've got someone who handles that. It's not me. I could go to a meeting and talk about it, but someone with more tolerance. Schneeberger was the first guy to do it, 1897. So his offspring, so to speak, they have become they've helped us get wines. And we've got our own label, Three Peaks label, and it's been going for 25 years probably. And it's just part of the event that you can order the wine. It's a nice touch, I think. Initially, initially we had no one. The first 2 events I didn't charge a cent, and then Cape Union Mart got involved, and I don't know, probably 15 years ago, I started to make paintings as prizes. In fact, I think Cape Union Mart even offered us money. And I said, I don't want to give money. I didn't want money at all. And I still don't. I think it's pointless. And might be the kind of people who take part in it. They don't want the money there, you know. I know road races and that people get money, but I mean, that's the first chap and the first few people. So they had to. We had to give out prizes, so I came up with the idea of paintings, and I prided myself at one stage that I could make the painting in like 10 minutes. I used to knock them off quite quickly, and it was fun. And they were nice little prizes. And I've gone a little bit beyond that. I once a year I go out to Bloberg, and I stand on the beach with my easel, and all the housewives watch me, and then I paint the mountain, and I do it quite quickly, and boldly. Actually, you don't put all the details and things, and I put the sea in, and it's quite fun, and people like the pictures that I give them. But I do spend more time than the initial ones that I rushed them. I do spend quite a bit of time on them. Oh, these. Yeah, these two were the first three peaks, and these are left over because there were 11 finishes. There were 11 finishes. This, in fact, the one of the out of these two. The one is the morning and the other one is the afternoon. You can see the light on the... And there were 11 finishes, and everyone who finished got a thing like this. I mean, I had a lot of energy then, I think, to paint. I painted it, and then these were painted. Then someone said, but why don't you... put the shiny stuff on it. So I've always been doing it, and then last year I painted some. Here, this one. I painted this because I had a whole lot over from previous events. So I painted the little mountains, and I'm going to do the same this year. I don't know, I think it happened by accident, because, I didn't have a vision for anything. All I know is that people became interested, and there weren't that many events. I mean, that's definite. There was, the madness has crept in now, it looks like. But personally, and I've got other ideas for events, but they require a bit of climbing, so that cuts out a lot of people. And because I personally don't want to be involved with events where you run around the vineyards. That's not what my thinking. I want the event to be tough, and you can train to be there, or you can be crazy to be there. It's nothing to do with the health and the whole thing. There's nothing to do with that, because when you run a comrades, there's nothing to healthy there. It's silly, it's stupid, but you do it. People climb Everest because it's the thing to do if you got the bucks, but there's nothing healthy about it. If you want to do healthy things, you run 5Ks, sure. You run 5Ks at a slow pace. In fact, you walk 5Ks, they say. If you want the challenge, you do the crazy ones, where you can die and fall off and all that. But that's what people like to do. They like challenges. I mean, I suppose the average person, their challenge now is to be richer than Elon Musk might be, But that's a bit, to me, that's not where they're losing the plot. But I don't want to philosophize about that kind of thing. I do think that it adds dimension to one's life, other than facing the big old world there. You did it because it was hard, and there was no rewards. The only reward was the way you felt. You felt nice and strong. It's nice to feel strong. I'm not too keen on all these things that you got to have to run through. Might be it's an idea that you in the Olympic Games or something, but it's just the way it's gone. Yeah, I would like it to remain the way it is, the way it was. It's a tough thing. It's the one chap who took part in it has climbed Everest, and what I said to people, we've got our own Everest here. It's the three peaks. We don't have to go to Nepal and climb. We've got the three peaks. It's our own challenge.